Namaste, yogis. I'm Carter. Today we're going to be practicing healthy boundaries with our body. Let's get to our mat. All right, yogis, come to your seat and bring the soles of your feet together. Scoot those heels nice and close towards you. Draw your knees down, lift your heart up. On your exhalation, draw your belly button towards your heels, but keep the heart lifted. Draw the elbows down towards the groins or inner thighs. Reach with the crown of your head and draw your tailbone down towards the floor. Give yourself a moment here to feel the sensation. This practice is a little bit slower, almost a little bit like a gentle yin practice. So we can have, create a nice connection, awareness, some intimacy with the body, to make sure that we are not doing too much or doing too little. So we're going to give ourselves a little bit of time in each one of these poses. And within this practice, there's a lot of curiosity. So we move towards and away from sensation, allow the body to respond to us through that sensation. And give ourselves a moment to breathe and feel. This slow kind of practice also helps balance out the nervous system. For a lot of us, a lot of things are going on in our lives. We're often multitasking. This is a chance for us to just slow down, bring the awareness to one thing, the sensation in the body. Nice inhale. Come on up. Scoot your feet forward so your legs make a square. So it's like right shin parallel to left thigh. Lengthen the spine, come forward, down, grab the feet, ankles, shins. You can even move a little bit left and right. Elbows can drop between the legs on top of the shins, or maybe even in front of the shins if you have the flexibility. In all these poses, we're trying to keep space between the collarbones, like a broad chest, so the shoulders draw back and down and away from the ears. Like the opposite would be rounding the spine and tucking the chin. So we're going to keep that heart open, keep the spine long. We're not too concerned about range of motion. So if you feel like you want to try to get somewhere in the body, see if you can just let that go. Release your grip on what you think the posture should look like, and lean a little bit towards the feelings and sensations. A moment. Keep in mind that through this practice, through any practice, you're not necessarily trying to do what I'm doing. You could be more flexible than I'm, probably more flexible than I am. But keep in mind that modifications are always a great idea, and I'm not always doing the asana as they look in, let's say, an Iyengar book or something. More like a textbook posture. Not everybody does that. In fact, very few people do that. Inhale, come on up. Start to bring your weight to your left sit bone, and then take your right hand, grab your right foot. You're going to scoot that right leg out to the right. I'm going to give you lots of variations here. The left leg stays the same. The knee is bent in a 90-degree angle. The heel is somewhere right around the midline in the body. But the right knee can come forward or back. And also, the right heel can draw out and in, and this will start to bring awareness to the sensation of the right groin. So once you find that variation, you may be rooting into the left sit bone, so you may want to lift the hips up and rotate the pelvis forward so you can get on top of that sit bone. And once you get there, left hand comes down to ground, right hand to the bottom of the foot. And then you're just going to move the torso a little bit left to right as you come down a little bit closer towards the floor. And this practice and every other practice that you're doing in yoga is dictated by the sensation in the body. The discernment is how much sensation do you need in this present moment for your body. And it's going to differ every single day. Your flexibility will be different. Your sensation will be different. So your practice will be different every day, so we keep our curiosity open. Now, if you're here and you're feeling like you need a little bit more sensation of the body, you can take your right hand to the ground and take your left elbow into the arch of that left foot, bringing the left hand into a fist, take the right hand on top. And when you press the elbow into that arch of the foot, you're taking that left knee and you're drawing it back as you twist your torso to the right. That will start to give you more sensation. And for me right now, right here, I'm right at the edge. And I'm not sure how long I'm going to be able to stay here. And I'll give you an example of how I would do this asana if I was in practice. Like this right around now would be a little bit much for me. So I'm going to come back to the original one. That feels a little bit more manageable. But I always have the option of going back into it again if I feel like I want to go a little bit more. And even if it's too much, I come out, make adjustments, and come back in. Give yourself another breath. And then wherever you are, very slowly bring yourself on up. You're going to slide this left foot back so the shin is parallel to the front edge of the mat. And then you're going to sweep this right leg around. Right shin's going to be either in front or on top. So cross-legged pose, some variation of cross-legged pose. And once you get here, explore the sensation by moving the torso left and right. If it's not feeling right, if there's sensation or pressure in the joints, adjust. Once you do find it, extend your arms out nice and wide, and then reach the arms up to the sky. Take your right hand down to the floor, extend your left arm up and over the left ear. Before you make any other modifications here, think about your left hip and left knee drawing down and away from the side bend. And then from here, you can manipulate the right hand to either scoot farther away. You can drop the elbow down. You can even press into the right hand as you press the left rib cage out. You have options of drawing that top arm forward and back. You can pause when you feel like that sensation works for you. The chin can move in any direction that supports the neck. And then give yourself another couple deep inhalations and exhalations here. We're thinking about extending and lengthening through the side body. For a little bit of power, think about engaging the right obliques, the muscles on the right side of the body as you squeeze the right ribs towards the right hip bone. And engage those a little bit to create some stability and strength. And then inhale, root into the right hand and start to walk yourself on up. Take that right arm up to the left hand. Squeeze the shoulder blades together as you open up the hands and the elbows, up and down with the elbows here. Take your right arm underneath your left arm, grab your shoulders, walk the hands back. Elbows up, shoulders down. If you're up for eagle arms, you can take the right hand, grab the left wrist or palm. Move the head to make sure you're not creating stress in the neck. And if you need more in the hips, come forward and down. Movement left or right's available. Breath is smooth, deep, and free. And give yourself some time. Breathe and feel. If you're hinging forward, very slowly bring yourself up, unwind your arms, give the hands a little shake, and let's interlace the fingers behind the back. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, straighten the elbows, draw the shoulders down and away from the ears. Draw your right ear towards your right shoulder, and with your right hand, pull your left shoulder down and away from the left ear. Think about the top of the right ear lifting up, and then lift that chin up and down, left and right. And then roll the head back, lift the chin up, Wag your jaw a bit. Movement left and right, and then roll left ear to left shoulder. The left hand pulls the right hand down, creating space between the right shoulder, right ear. And then again with the chin up and down, left and right, just exploring the right side of the neck. And then roll the chin all the way to the chest. Little rock from side to side. Just unwind the fingers, shake out the hands, and then lean back. We're going to do wide-legged, seated posture. Get on top of your sit bones, so you may have to lift the hips up and rotate the pelvis forward. You have an opportunity to keep the hands behind you as you lean forward. Also, you can take the hands out in front of you. You can move a little bit left and right. You can soften. You could reach shins, ankles, big toes. Moment here. Again, curiosity is this kind of like little movement with the body. How's the right side doing? Left side doing? What do I need today? Do I need more? Do I need less? And when we're talking about creating healthy boundaries, especially through our physical asana, sensation is very visceral. So as you move into sensation, there is a discernment where you're trying to figure out what does the body need. Now, if we're doing a very quick practice, we can kind of go in and out quite quickly with the sensation. But with a slower practice, we stay a little bit longer than we really want to. The body will start to have a response. We breathe and feel, and then we create that discernment to do more or less, come out, modify. And it's practice. It's, I'm still, after practicing for, 30 years, I'm still figuring out and learning my discernment with my body, because the body is always changing and you really never know what you're going to get. Inhale, come on up. Bend the right knee, take the right foot to the inside of the left thigh. Lift your hips up, rotate them so they square to that left foot. Internally rotate the thigh, square the shoulders to the left foot. Take the hands on each side of the leg. Fingers are in alignment with one another. And on the exhalation, come forward. So I don't want you to necessarily reach with one hand. So keep the shoulders square to the foot. Hinge over that straight left leg. Soften the right knee. And then through inhalation, lengthen spine. Exhalation, soften. Nice inhale. Gently bring yourself on up. Grab that right knee, pick it up. Take your right foot over the left thigh. Hold that right knee, twist to the right. Take the crease of your left elbow around that right knee. Take that right hand towards the floor by the hip or spine, and then gently twist to the right. Think about drawing that right shoulder back and down away from the ear, and the gaze is towards that right thumb. Draw that belly in and up. Give yourself a moment here to massage those vital organs. Feel the twisting of the muscles on each side of the spine. And breathe. If you need more sensation, use that left arm to squeeze that right thigh towards the belly chest. And then inhale. Unwind, lean back. Let's bring the soles of the feet together again. And this time we're going to extend those legs out in front of us to make a diamond shape. Rock a little bit from side to side. Come forward, come down. And then find that posture that works for you. So elbows could be in between the legs, on top of the shins, in front of the shins, or you could go underneath the legs. Palms are down as we lengthen forward and down. Now for me today is too much, so I'm just going to keep the hands under the feet and breathe. For a little bit of power, you can invite the knees down and away. So a little bit of power pressing out and down without using the arms. If you want to get a little bit more flexibility, you can bring the arms into play, pressing out and down as you come forward. Inhale. Gently bring yourself on up. Scoot your feet back so they make that square. And then we're just going to come forward and down. We're going to do this a couple times. So forward and down. Come on up. Forward and down. And then come on up. Now, let's go to that right hip. Take that left hand. Grab the left ankle. Draw the foot back. Again, we're going to keep that right knee bent in a 90-degree angle. Heel towards the midline of the body. Left knee forward or back. And left foot away or in. As you make those adjustments, get on top of that right sit bone. So lift up and come forward. Take the right hand down. Take the left hand to the bottom of the foot. Movement left to right. And then soften. So for me, if I lean to the right, I kind of roll onto that right hip. But if I lean to the left, it gets a little bit deeper into that right hamstring, the glute, the groin. So you can make it as much as you need to and breathe. Once the body starts to soften, surrender, and you kind of get where you're at with the strength and flexibility and sensation. If the body is bored or you're feeling like you need more sensation, you can add that twist. So take that right elbow into the arch of that right foot. Right hand comes in the fist. Stack hands, wrists, and elbows and push into the heel as that right knee draws back and away and the torso twists to the left. And that can be a doozy quite quickly. And breathe. Again, we're here for a couple of breaths, so this side, a little bit more range of motion for me. Sensation still is intense. Whew. As I stay here, you can kind of bring awareness to the fluctuations of the sensation. It'll get really intense, and then it'll soften, and then it gets intense again. We ride the wave, practicing equanimity. Oof. Been riding my bike a lot lately, and this one's a doozy. All right, inhale. Come on up. Slide your right shin parallel to the front of the mat. Your right thigh could be parallel to the long edge of the mat as well. Take the left shin in front or on top. So some variation of cross-legged pose. Hands to knees, movement with the torso, little circles just to kind of get a sense of where everything is today. Arms reach up, wiggle the fingers, roll the wrists. Take the left hand down, reach that right arm up and over the right ear. Right side, left side, probably different. So you modify in a way that supports this side, this sensation. All right, right hip towards the ground, right ribs out to the side. Left hand can press into the ground, elbow could drop, you can create more space. Right arm can draw back, draw forward. And you can play around with that to find sensation. You can stay in the posture that works for you. And again, for a little bit of strength, engage the left side obliques, the side body, pressing the left ribs down towards the left hip bone. Find the extension. There's also a subtle variation in this right arm. You can do internal rotation, so that right palm is facing down, which means the shoulder gets into its socket as you draw it back. It's a little bit safer for the shoulder to be that way rather than the palm up. And so think about drawing the shoulder in the socket. One more breath. And as you press through the left hand, come on up, reach both arms up, bend the elbows, hands and elbows draw back as you lift the heart. Take the left arm underneath the right arm, grab your shoulders. This may be plenty right here, or left hand grabs right wrist or palm, eagle arms. No matter where you are, the shoulders are drawing down, the elbows are drawing up. If you have the hands, they come a little bit away from the face. Move the head to relax the neck. And again, you can stay nice and tall as you breathe, space between the shoulder blades, or come forward and down with curiosity moving around. And then find the spot that works for you and breathe. One more breath. If you are hinging forward, gently bring yourself on up. Unwind the arms, shake out the hands, interlace the fingers behind the back. For your counter pose, squeeze shoulder blades together, straighten the elbows, circles with the head this time. Think about fluidity, not only the fluidity of movement, but the sound as you move. Go both directions, clockwise and counterclockwise. And then head to neutral, unfold the fingers, give the hands a shake. Wide-legged seated posture again, so lean back, extend those legs nice and wide. Get on top of the sit bones. Hinge forward, down, hands, find any position that's comfortable. Let's inhale. Come on up, bend that left knee, left foot on the inside of the right thigh. Lift the sit bones off the ground, rotate the hips so they're square to the right foot. Internally rotate your right thigh, square your shoulders to that foot, hands both sides of the leg with the fingertips in alignment. Hinge forward and down as you extend your arms. Keep the shoulders square. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, soften or press over that right leg. A moment here. So your options are always, in all these different variations of poses, is to explore. So the right foot can be flexed, shows up in the calf and the back of the knee. It can be soft, or you can even point, show up in the front of the ankle. It all depends on the need of the body. The right knee also can be locked and straight with a strong quadricep and a nice long spine. Or you can bend the knee a little bit and round the spine. Sensation moves a little bit up towards the glute if you need that. If you're not sure, bend and straighten the knee. Figure out where that sensation moves and see if you can let the body decide which one it needs. Inhale, come on up, grab that left knee, pick it on up, take the left foot over the right thigh, and then take the crease of the right elbow around that left knee. That left hand comes to the floor by the hip or spine. Inhale, lengthen as you create space within the belly. Exhale, twist. And your twists, your inhalation is a little restricted, but the exhalations Give you a chance to empty out the lungs, to get all that stagnant air, the bottom of the lungs out. And inhale. Come back to center. Unfold that leg and extend the legs out in front of you. Give them a little shake. Flex and point the toes a few times. And a gentle forward fold. Tuck the chin. And once again, not only in this practice, but through every one of your yoga practices, you're always in curiosity. So what happens if I fold forward with a straighter spine, with bent knees, with flexed feet? If I reach, if I soften, if I move left or right, where does it show up? What does it mean to me in my body? And how do I express trust, unconditional loving kindness, support, and healing for the body? And I don't know if you ever really know, because we're always learning different variations of the body. The body is changing, so it's always a collaboration. Inhale, come on up. Bend your knees, bring your feet to the floor. Take your hands behind you. Windshield wiper the knees left and right. Rotate your hands so your fingers are facing your hips. Press your feet down, lift the hips up, reverse table. So you're lifting the heart, your gaze is straight up, you're pushing through the feet and lifting the hips. Big inhale, slow exhale. And then slowly lower the hips down, lower all the way to your back. A little bit of movement with the knees left and right. And then draw the knees towards the belly, chest. And slide the arms in between the legs, happy baby. Ankles over knees, separate those feet nice and wide. Draw the knees down. You can play a little bit with the spine as well. You can round the spine as you lift the head and shoulders, or you can invite the tailbone towards the ground as you flatten the spine. Movement, right leg, left leg, feet in, feet out. It's a good opportunity to just kind of play around with the body. Then we're going to prepare for Shavasana. So if you need to do something before you need to go into Shavasana, go ahead, take care of yourself. But once you find yourself there, edges, heels to the edges of your mat, little external rotation of your thighs. Palms can be up by the side body, or left hand to heart, right hand to belly. Tuck the chin, close the eyes. Take a nice big inhale through your nose, exhale out the mouth. In this last resting pose, know that you've created a nice healthy boundary with the body. And you can play with these boundaries as you move through the day with your relationships, and giving yourself a chance to be patient, pause and feel. For the next few minutes here, surrender. As you bring your awareness to your surroundings, allow your breath to deepen. Gently awaken the body by wiggling the fingers and toes, rolling the wrists and ankles, and rocking the head side to side. Extend your arms up over your head, stretch fingers all the way down to your toes. Draw the knees towards the belly, wrap the arms around the legs, squeeze. Right arm reaches up over your head, roll to your right side. A moment. Softly press your hands into the ground, bring yourself up. Comfortable seat. Hands together, thumbs towards the heart. Take a nice big inhale through your nose, exhale out your mouth. Nice work making it your practice today. Namaste. Nice work, yogis. If you like this practice and want to do the full hour practice, go to yogawithcarter.com and get a free 14-day trial to my recorded class, Vault. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments below and give me a like and a subscribe. Namaste.